Hello, welcome to Tangible Investments, and today we have something slightly different. Before I go into my rant, we'll talk quickly about this recent purchase. So I picked up this 1/10 of an ounce gold lunar coin from the Royal Mint. I don't normally buy modern collections because I'm not really in. I tend to unless they've got incredibly low mintages, I tend to think it's a bit of a swindle. You're paying quite a lot of premium over spot just to own something which I believe is, like I say, I mean, let's have a look at this thing. I mean, yeah, it's quite a nice coin. Got COA. I'm not even going to try and take that out. I only bought this, truthfully, because the price was so good and it was only slightly over spot for its bullion value, and I thought I took a punt on it really, and I thought, yeah, I'll just add it to the stack. But here's the thing, put the lid back on that. I mean, one thing what I want to talk about in this video is that it's become clear to me that there's a couple of people that run, quite a few well-known YouTube channels on coins, and what's happening is these guys are very, very successful, very knowledgeable, and they've got some very nice coins. But what they're doing, in actual fact, is they're kind of beginning to manipulate the market. They're sticking coins up in videos and then getting them slabbed, which they believe are like going to be the next, the best thing since sliced bread in the coin world. And when in actual fact, we all know, anybody who knows anything about business, it's ultimately the market that sets the price on something. You can think whatever you've got is worth what it is, but if the market doesn't want to pay it, then that's just tough. But you can influence the market, and that's what I'm beginning to see. I'm noticing a lot of coins being pushed that I think are pretty average, not that interesting. They were being hailed as tat, only a few years ago, and now they're like the best thing since sliced bread. And I just want you to be aware of, once you see any old coin, let's take this for example. We've got here as a 1/20 of an ounce Britannia, nothing that exciting. But once you see something pretty average shoved in a slab, it can make it better than it is, because let's face it, if we get old George, my battered old sovereign, 1913 sovereign out, that's a pretty uninteresting, dull coin for a lot of people. That you stick something in a slab, stick it in a nice box or whatever, and then all of a sudden put it on your channel where you've got thousands of subscribers. People are going to rush out and go, I've got to get the lunar year of the sheep. Wow, yeah, I've got to get all 12. And what that means is that potentially you're what's going to happen is that the people who own these are going to the price is going to be artificially driven up. They're going to be more of a premium on them, which you could say is great for everyone. Why aren't I happy about this? Because let's say somebody does a video, a well-known YouTuber, about the 1/10 lunar sheep, how amazing it is, and sticks it in a nice slab and it gets a PF70 or something like that. Surely you'd say, well, that's great for me, because then my lunar sheep's going to go up in value. Well, yeah, you could say that, and I suppose as a business person, ultimately, I want my assets to go up in value. Yeah, you would think that I would be over the moon for that to happen, but I'm not really. I am, but I'm just trying to think of the reality of what's actually going on here. I don't actually think these certain coins that we're seeing a lot of are that great. I just think that it's the person behind them says they're great. If the person in the YouTube videos that we're seeing goes, yeah, this is the next thing, it's almost like kind of like, sometimes I feel like it's being rigged, you know, like we're being you know, made to feel like if you don't have a certain coin or collection, then you're really missing out, when in actual fact it's just pretty average, you know. And I've said this before, if you don't know a lot about coin collecting and you're new to it, don't be taken in by paying, you know, premiums on something like this. You might see, you know, this coin here, I think is about, give or take, is about £200 to buy, which is probably about £40, £50 premium over the spot price of its actual gold content. So you could save yourself £50, what I'm saying basically, and go and buy the same 3 grams of gold in just a bog standard Britannia or something like that. Or, you know, at the time, let's just go back 5 years when sovereigns were cheaper or whatever. Obviously that doesn't really work, but I suppose you could just buy a bog standard sovereign, bullion sovereign, and have it and own it, and be happy about the fact that you've got something which has probably got more gold in it, was only a little bit more, and is probably not going to be affected by whims of the market. I mean, it's all very well somebody touting, let's say in my example, the Lunar of the Year sheep 2015 is going to be the next amazing coin, you must have one, but things go in and out of fashion very quickly, you know. And you're only relying on what a individual at a point in time thinks is the next best thing since sliced bread in the coin world to collect, you know. And it's very easy to get taken in with the eye candy of seeing something in a really nice box and presented nicely in a slab, and it's more interesting than a bit of bullion. So all I'm trying to say is just have that in mind before you, when you see one of these videos with a new coin or something that's a bit unusual, slad, or something which, you know, you just thought, actually I can't believe that's you know, is that great. Shouldn't feel that pressure to sort of have to add it to your collection or go out and pay the premium on it, because give it 6 months or a year or so, it could be, you know, they could have collapsed and not be anywhere near, you know, the premium could have dropped right off them. The flip side of it is, I have to say, to be fair, is that some of these things, these projections, projections is the wrong word, you know, people who are experienced in the coin industry, if so and so says, in my example, this coin is going to be the one, you must have it because of the 2015 year and all the rest of it, and maybe, you know, maybe they know more than I do and they should have it. But it just seems to me like there's just too many years, too many designs, too many things that are all amazing that you all have to have a set of. You should all have one of everything, especially the Royal Mint. When the Royal Mint is there to make money, it's a business. You've got to understand that. It's kind of preying on our needs as collectors to want to have a nice new shiny coin, the latest of the collection. You know, you've got to be aware of that. And it is a nice coin, there's nothing wrong with it. It's fun collecting coins and having these things, and if you're happy to pay the premium to have, say, collect all how many of these things are in the collection? Is it 12? Yes, 12 of these, you know. So I'm going to pay a premium to collect all 12, well above the bullion spot value. Now, of course, the argument is that this is going to go up in value because it's interesting, quote marks, and it's got some kind of like numismatic properties to it. But I don't know. I just you need to be constantly aware. Every week, day, month, there's more and more of these sets being churned out by mints all over the world, and they're all designed to get you to part with your money. And you just need to pick the tried and tested ones, okay? And just stick with your gut feeling. And like I always keep harping on about, if you don't know, if you're not sure and you don't know, I don't think you should go, you know, going on eBay and like bidding your brains out on something which somebody's touted on YouTube a couple of weeks ago as being the next best thing since sliced bread, and it's going to be like the holy grail coin, you must have it in your collection. And then you're going to find out in 5 years time that actually well, that's a pretty mediocre thing, you know, and you know, it's only worth like, you know, it's bullion value. So anyway, that's it really, kind of a rant. This is a nice coin, don't get me wrong, I like this coin. I don't feel I would ever, would I go and buy, I just wouldn't buy this. I just feel there's too many of them minted, and I've only bought it because it was only a bit over spot and it was just there. That's why I bought it, no other reason. I do like it. I do like the fact that it's got a presentation box and a case. I like these things. Don't get me wrong. I'd like to own all 12 of them. I want to own all 12 of them now. I'm desperate to own all 12. I want to have the set. It's already done it to me. Can you see that? Just by me owning this, I've already got this like bug where now I feel like, oh, I need to go and buy all 11. Of course, you know, that's the game we're in. You know, you've got to decide whether you want to buy bullion gold just over spot, best you can get it, or you're going to go into the numismatic game. You know, I don't know. The sweet spot. Where's the sweet spot? Good question. Anyway, thanks for watching. Any comments or questions, leave them on YouTube, and I'll see you soon.